you woke up that day in Columbus, Ohio, feeling what? A couple Saturdays ago.
It was crazy, because it was one of those feelings where I was dreaming of that moment my entire life, but when it actually was playing its course, it was one of those feelings where it's just like, wow, I'm still unsatisfied. I still feel this like empty feeling in my stomach that I was not expecting at all. And it was almost super exciting to kind of feel that because there was so much more that could be accomplished when you think that accomplishing that is like a huge stepping stone in one's career. But it was just, yeah, that sense of unfulfilled feeling that, there's so much more to be done. And that was just really exciting to kind of feel that and know that we have a chance to do something really special outside
And
of winning
yeah,
that
well, I
game.
mean, the conversation surrounding Blake Corum not being there, and obviously Donovan Edwards had a hand in a cast, and then your arm and your shoulder and your legs and your heart and mind is what really stood out. And I'm wondering what you said to yourself that day,
Um,
if anything.
yeah,
It's okay if you're just like, hey man, I'm 19, I'm just went out and just ripped it. I mean that's good
yeah,
too. I mean,
100%. It was kind of more that towards I want to say the second quarter, but I want to say leading up to it all week, like a lot of guys that played in that game talk about it starts that next Sunday after the previous game where everything starts creeping in. And it was almost like a conversation with my younger self for the whole week. It was just, I felt that it was almost a movie like moment where it was something that I was looking forward to for so long and it was finally here and it felt weird. But when I was out there, it was just like I said, it was just talking to my younger self, like, you prepared for this since you were in fifth grade. Like, this is everything that you wanted, and it's right here. It's given to you. Take advantage of that opportunity. And it was just repeating that mantra in my head, take advantage of the opportunity. And with, like you said, with Blake being out, with Dono being shorthanded, pun intended,
mhm.
yeah, the opportunity was just right there for the taking. So just being able to kind of stay present in that moment and not just get too caught up in my head and my mental dialogue. That was just kind of my main focuses throughout the game.
I notice you have a smiley face drawn on your hand.
Yes, sir.
Is it there now? Do you have it right now? You have it?
It's washed away a little bit. I
Okay.
showered, but
So
yeah.
what's that about?
So that started my sophomore year in high school, and it was the first game that I lost. And it was a brutal game, not gonna lie, just nothing was going our way. And I was pretty pissed off throughout the whole game. And I was signing autographs at the end for a lot of the kids. And this little girl, I was signing her newspaper, and she said, "Why'd you look so mad out there? Like, it didn't look like you were having any fun." And it was like one of those conversations didn't feel real because it was really profound like conversation for this young girl. And she was just like, you need to smile more. Like, you need to have fun. And she kept saying that. And she drew a smiley face on my hand after I gave her the Sharpie back. And from then on, like, I was like, you know what? It's really that simple. Like, you perform your best when you're having fun. When you're stressed and you're kind of resisting your own inner world, then things are just going to be out of whack and not aligned with your performance and your optimal play. And from then on, I just kept a smiley face on my hand. We went undefeated, won the state championship that year. And I was just like, you know what? This is a really, subtle, small gesture that will be very profound later in life. Just being able to spread positivity in any way I can.
And sometimes you have to look down at your hand and remind yourself during a
A
game. Is
little
that what it
bit,
is?
a little bit. Just it brings me back to that moment. It brings me back to sophomore year where really not playing for anything but your pride for your school and obviously your pride for yourself, but just you're playing ball at the end of the day. Like it's just you and your guys, the same 120-yard field and the same plays just drawn up in different ways, more complex, more detailed, but it's all the same game at the end of the day. So it just kind of grounds me a little bit.
I've done my best. I've waited to the very end of the interview to finally get to what's behind your right shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
on the grease board behind you. Look at
Yes, put that
what
on
do
the
you
plaque.
got? That's a final score with a red sort of what it is. Is that a cross out right there? What do you got for me right there? That's
We got the
it.
date. And this is for every victory that we have. We have little plaques like this up in
Okay.
our room.
Right.
But these ones are special. These ones everyone gets. Coach Harbaugh makes sure that it's going to be up in our office one day because everyone asks how many times did you beat State, and that's just like Ohio State or Michigan State. So it's kind of, yeah, as you know, it's a big deal here. So we like to put it out there any way we can.
We told that kid who's rooting for Braxton Miller that you'd be saying that, right? Life's amazing.
It
Life's
is.
amazing.
Life is amazing. You can go in any way, shape, or form. God's got you at the end of the day. Yes, sir.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.